Hey everybody, this is Dan from Choice Physical Therapy, and today we're going to talk a little bit about posture. One of the biggest things I hear from our patients is that, well, it's hard for me to sit in good posture. My rebuttal to that is always, well, you stand and walk with good posture and you're maintaining a good position here. So the trick really is to see if people do better with standing and walking versus sitting relative to the back pain. I always try to encourage that, try to maintain that posture of lumbar spine that you have in standing and walking in the seated position. So we're trying to maintain something like this. Now people find that very difficult, so what we'll do many times is to teach them in the beginning to use a roll. And what we do is just take a simple towel, it's nice and cheap, and I'm sure everyone has one of these at home, hopefully. We'll fold it in half twice, and I don't like to use rolls personally. I like to make a flat rectangle, because if we look at the back position here, if I use a roll, it's going to put me way like this. And if somebody is not used to that position, it's going to create some back pain because they're just not used to it because of tissue strain. So this is what it ends up looking like. And you can make it bigger or smaller depending on what you feel. So if I go to sit, keep in a good position, I make sure that I slide my bottom all the way to the very, very back of the chair. I like to say, give yourself a wedgie. Because if you get a wedgie, you know you're doing it right. So then I put this right here, lean forward slightly, keeping the back arch, and just drop it right in there, and that puts me in a much better position. If you see where our chair is right here, slant slightly back. Most chairs are like that. And what tends to happen there, even if you're back here, you're going to end up like this. But your brain wants to keep your face perpendicular to the floor, so the tendency is to put like this, and right away you're back in a slouch position. So when using the roll in this position, it'll put you in a more upright position where you're not going to be doing this as much. So how do we train that? How do we get better at that? One way is to do what we call a postural overcorrection. Very simple to do, anybody can do it. I still use it. And what we do with our folks is show them how they sit. If they're sitting like this, I'll have them overcorrect the posture by coming in here and here and bring it way, 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 way tall. And have them hold that for a second so they get used to that. Then I teach them those two extremes. One extreme, second extreme. And in doing this, this becomes a strength exercise for your posturing, increases your awareness of how you're holding yourself. So after they do that a few times, what I'll do is I'll have them come up and then relax just enough until they don't feel a lot of strain, but comfortable, like they could sit there for a while. That's how we find that mid position. Because we don't want to hang out here too long, we don't want to hang out here too long, because both the extremes can create different issues. So again, slouch, and then overcorrect. If you're already catching yourself here, just overcorrect from where you're at, relax slightly, find that mid position where you could sit there for a while if you had to, and then repeat that about 10 times. If you do that 2 or 3 times a day, you're going to start finding that when you do slouch, the muscles are going to start to give you some more feedback to like, oh boy, I can feel that a little bit more, and you'll overcorrect again and find that mid position. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, come and see us.